Eoin Brislane and Donnacha O'Dálaigh, going, if I can start with you. Main feeling coming out after that?
Relief, I suppose. It was really our toughest challenge all year. They were really, Tooreen, full credit to them, they were outstanding. You know, they brought everything, their fitness and their work rate in the first half. They're tracking back the field and then driving forward and putting the ball into space. They had us at 6s and 7s, to be fair. But we regrouped at half time, we spoke about it, and in fairness, like we made a couple of adjustments and went man for man and isolated this man inside in his own. And the big thing was, though, to get the ball delivered in a bit deeper and work the ball out the field. And in fairness, Tooreen, they used a lot of energies in the first half, and we knew if we could stay going, that the opportunities would come. And in fairness to a man, our guys stayed at it, because there was times there with maybe 42, 48 minutes gone that we could have dropped the head a little bit, but we didn't, in fairness. And that's been a characteristic all year of the team, you know.
You mentioned about this fella next to Donnacha. It would have been a quiet enough first half from your own point of view. Just wasn't happening for you at all, but as Eoin said, moving you inside certainly worked a treat for you.
Yeah, you have to give credit to Tooreen definitely there in the first half. Their fitness and their work rate and their getting in there, winning the breaks was a credit to themselves, like, in fairness. Just we regrouped at half time and we switched things around and got the ball in and made kind of smarter decisions, and just definitely paid off.
On the execution in the second half, phenomenal. Donnacha with 5 points. I think all over the pitch though, you started to use the ball that bit better. There was a couple of aimless things in the first half that I'm sure you were pulling your hair out over, but the guys really focused in the second half on their distribution, and that really, you know, it counted coming down the home stretch.
It did, yeah, but see, people have to realise that Tooreen have like 12 of that Mayo team, and they're well used to being in Croke Park and well used this occasion, and like I suppose it was very new for all of our players today. And in fairness to Tooreen, again, people underestimate, because they're a Mayo team, people will think they'll be poor and unable to hurl, but they're used to the ball and they're getting their head up and recycling the ball, but they have the natural fitness as well. But listen, as I said, the big thing for us was, we did hit a few aimless balls, but that came from pressure. You know, and that came from being put under pressure and being squeezed. So the one thing about was when we sat down at half time and we did speak about it, we did go through it line by line. Like we knew that if we stuck to our process and we worked the ball from our goalie out to our half back to the midfield and went short with the ball and then delivered in deeper into the likes of Mark, Ed, Donnacha, we knew there was opportunities in there. Do you know? But it's easy to say it. The other thing is to deliver it. And in fairness, like, the pressure was on because we were behind all day. In fairness, great credit to Donnacha and the boys, every one of them, Mark and all of them. Like they were, every shot was a pressure shot, like, you know, and it was great.
You were chasing all game basically. You went into a 4-point lead early on, 5-point lead, 6 points to 1. You just couldn't get going, but you stayed at it, and eventually gone up 5 minutes from time going ahead. Yeah. What message were you trying to get on at that stage?
Just like the one thing I learned about Croke Park today, it's impossible to get any message on, no matter how small the crowd is. It's just at the end of the day, it's very simple. When you get to arenas like this, you have to trust your players. The reason you train all year and go through scenarios and put lads in scenarios all year long, and in fairness, we came through a very tough Limerick Championship. We came through a very tough Munster Championship. Bray had us to the wire as well. That all stood to us in the last 15 minutes there. All them games back along the year stood to us there today. And I suppose the point I'm making is this: you have to trust the players that they're going to make the right decision. And in fairness, more often than not, when it came down to the last 15 minutes, they did.
And Donnacha, on your jersey there, All-Ireland Final 2023, it's now All-Ireland Winner 2023. What does that mean for yourself? We're talking a lot about tactics, we're talking a lot about execution and stuff in the game there, but what does it mean to be with your club mates, with a couple of hundred, maybe nearly 1,000 people from Monaleen here this evening, to get that overline? What does that mean?
It's unbelievable. It's an absolutely fantastic feeling. It's playing with these lads who you've grown up with, like training twice a week, 3 times a week, playing match them, going through the wars with them on the pitch, and having this sweet victory up here in Croke Park on the best pitch in Ireland. It's just an unbelievable feeling. I'm just ecstatic about it. It's class, like, yeah.
Thanks a million, lads.
Thanks.